like keeping an eye on, right? He's had so many shifts within his career in terms of being the Scottie Pippen to Nico's Jordan, as it were, back in that heavy mix style that they used to play. Then he's become a bit more of a soldier and a role filler, and now trying to remain relevant in a way as his stats have dropped off a little bit into the IGL. So curious to see here, and we are into the action straight away, of course. Out through long, Malb's not giving them anything here.
Fallen, flying around that corner. Gonna be that first contact. Malb's gonna drop a smoke on the corner of the site to give him room to play around. And what a shot from him. Avoids the flash with ease. He's looking for more. Malbs is sharp right now. And he is having a field day. Somehow stayed alive for as long as he did before he finally falls. But 3 kills from him surely should be enough here. Molodoy, we need something special. And he gets damage, but leaves it all on the shoulders of Kate Serato. Needing a quad and not to be heavy. Got to close it, but it's Malbs. What a round from him. That was excellently played.
Yeah, keen start. Looking very good. And yeah, Malbs, I think it's the start of the round for me. He dips back and just makes sure to get that reset. Buy time for his teammates to come in. Pesky little smoke to work with as well. So G2, good start. Some nice energy to get kicked off here. First game of the tournament for them, but first game of the day. Of course, it can be a little bit tough to be the first ones up. Some Pius getting aggressive over short. Will open here in what is a pretty hard eco. Tiny bit of utility, I think, brought up for FURIA to try and create a bomb plant, but, well, not looking likely now.
Yeah. I think that's safe to say. MP9 could get some cash in hand here, and he will. Hunter for 2. Yuri, a little consolation kill, but it's Matties who'll see him off. So just the one on towards some Pius. Really not the end of the world. Nice, easy round to get under your belt. Again, to continue building the confidence, especially on your opponent's map pick, no less. Liking what I see here. This is so far so good. Dust2 is feeling like it's got a nice moment, at least for G2 to have individual shine. Pop shot, both ways. Missed. The Molotov going to push down mid here. Completely disregarding any short aggression. He wants to take these fights early. And now we can just stay posted on the pixel angle and let the AKs do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Feels like this round's come about super fast. Non-stop action thus far. And a wee bit of conditioning, as they say. G2 will drop back and just give them as much space as they want. Not really playing anyone towards middle even, just that CT player. Malbs can't really do too much to stop them getting out. Smoke goes down, he's going to have to trust it. Nade is in the right place, but maybe a little bit early. He'll start to take up short now and just trying to draw some resources and attention. Still hard to tell where they're actually going to finish here. Most in towards short, I suppose, to make this happen. But again, yeah, they've got to wait for the utility to come to them. Another mid to B smoke coming in. So where is the bomb going to go? We're about to find out. Nice nade on the way. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That'll really help.
Some bias. Gonna move his way back. 30 seconds, though. FURIA not got a lot of time here to make this decision. They're committed towards the A side, but it's still going to be a bit of a bloodbath. Malbs is here. And Hunter set deep as well. Malbs going to play up close. There's a God Flash that comes over. Hunter going to fight behind it. And he does well for 1. No! It's actually 4. Hunter mows them down as they move through short. That is so expertly played by the new IGL. And FURIA's chances are shot out of this round. All your Kindar can do is save.
Wow. Wow. I mean, first of all, on the A4, so there's an argument for it. I think you'd only get 3 with the A1S, but secondly, just looking so damn good. If he can inspire the troops, as it were, with moves like this. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, I mean, what can you do, though? It is, again, one of those situations. Flash comes over, you can't see anything, and as soon as you are unblind, all your teammates are dead. Just pure carnage over on short. Maybe leaving things a little slow. Maybe a bit too telegraphed. You know, they could have sent some actual presence in towards middle. The mid to B smokes are one thing, but, you know, maybe try and look for a kill. Just sort of keep them on their toes a bit more. Some Pious to open here against Molodoi. G2 looking good, man. This is not a comfortable map for them, but I'd say they're looking quite comfortable.
Yeah, right now, this sort of approach of being quite simple on the CT side, you know, generally speaking, we judge how good a side is when we look at Dust2 in terms of how active they like to be on the CT side. But actually at the moment, shelling up and playing a little further back and just waiting for what aggression comes is working really well. Flash. Nothing around that corner. Heavy guard. Oh my god, he's so lucky to stay alive. He's going to be hunted, but with the support of Matties, they can shut down B. Expert, they're just playing off each other. These little two-prong setups, this double stack that they're going for on both sides is working so well, and they can just leave one, primarily Matties, to float in between the sites. This has been so far perfect. And move back towards the A site. There's 3 players here to meet them. I don't even know how you even get any sort of space, and it doesn't start well. Fallen. He'll get tagged. Now they know they're here.
Mob stuck in his head. Ooh, Fallen has thread the needle here. Not a clear gap, but he's made his way in. He lands the tag. That's as much as he can do, really. Molb, so patience pays off. He was sort of hidden away, baiting his teammates out. Yuri drops, and that will be the chance at the round gone. Yeki to save here. And he should keep his hands onto this AK. Yeah, Matty's not getting too excitable for it, so looking good. Got ourselves a little bit of a left-hander. I didn't know that about Matty's.
Actually, I need to have a look and see whether he's changed his mouse mat. I'm sure you guys have all seen at this point, surely, the Matty's mouse mat. But he basically has one really torn up mouse mat that he'd been using for years. And he just said because it just feels really comfortable. He knows the speeds. He doesn't want to change it.
That one looked pretty fresh from what I caught.
Yeah. So. Okay. So then maybe he's finally being convinced to change it. Mouse. He'll open things up. Actually, Kindar gone down. Now, G2 setups are playing a little slower and a little bit more laid back on the sites itself. I wondered whether when the guns come through and, you know, FURIA have the util, whether that's when they start to feel a bit more of the pressure. But a nice start for them. Hot flash through. That'll catch some Pious. That'll force him off the corner. So Fallen can start making moves through doors if he wants. But now there's 2 players with attention drawn here. So needs to be very careful. They're setting up for a mid to B split, but only one coming through mid.
Yeah, it's kind of backwards, isn't it, from what you usually expect. So it does seem like they've neglected the tunnel area, waiting for a lurk or something along those lines, but there's actually an entire attack that comes out, and Fallen now has control of this CT cross. He's not going to get checked. We'll just take that kill. It's all he needs, and trades another. So well played here. Wonderful little call. They finally start prodding and poking in towards mid as I wanted. But yes, just sort of flipping the conventions of a mid to B split. And it works very well. They catch those B players. Even though there was 2 of them, they're fully caught off. Yeah, he actually plays that to perfection. Fallen, I mean, closes it too with a kill on towards Miles, but you're spot on, right? He calls around himself so well. He gets a bit of mid-control, gets a smoke down as well, knows that there isn't presence. At the same time, they're popping towards B, so attention gets drawn away from him, gives him time to set up. Well played. And the individuals have their moments too, but that round is one and done by Fallen. Brilliant work from him. 3 kills to his name, and a perfect dissection of that G2 setup. And that's what I was talking about. When the guns come into play for G2, sitting back on the sides all the time, you are eventually going to be punished and you're going to be drawn out into fights you don't want to be taking. So they've got to find ways now that this sort of gimmick is up, you've got to find ways to be proactive on the CT side. You've got to try and make FURIA feel uncomfortable. Molodoi posted. He had the right idea, but on that quick swing by, couldn't catch. Yeah, it would have been a really important kill to open. But not going to happen. This is sort of the wildest T positions I've seen in a while on Dust2. Couple out long, one lower, couple rotating round from B. They have some weird control. They will make their way out long. But a reaggress here maybe from the CTs.
I like this.
Going to go around this corner, or is he just holding? No, it looks like they will Look to send him. No flash. He's just having a little shoulder peek. There's a counter flash that comes around from the T side, and they will contact, but it just doesn't work. And some Pius, can he make it away? The answer is no. Yukindar on the entries here. It played right into Furia's hands. I still don't think they were necessarily expecting it, but it was a flat attempt, to say the least. And now, I don't know what you do here. I think, you know, maybe saving is your only option, but they have a few bodies close to the action, so they're opting to stick around. Furia playing it well, though. Again, not getting too giddy, waiting to see what the response looks like.
What an aid.
And it just doesn't really find anything. With that damage coming in, you surely back off to save. Matty's excitable, but yeah, they are going to give it.
And now as well, that bomb plant. The two players over towards long don't even need to cross. But look at this lurking towards mid. This could be the one that really punishes them. Yuri, there could be a lot on offer for him, actually. Just fumbles it a little bit. Morodoy retreading towards Matty's was nice, and keeping things really expensive over towards G2. That's a real important thing for Furia, who are scaling back in towards this game. Hurt that econ. Hence why as well, Fallen's going to go have a look. He's already got a Galil, so it's not the end of the world if he is to fall. He may as well see what's on offer. He's going to creep his way forward. You can hear the jump peaks. Hunter's holding for this, and yeah, he'll find it. Nice work. So they'll save those two. Silver lining, but it's Furia. Back-to-back rounds, and two back-to-back really nice rounds, all things considered. Timeout taken immediately as well. So G2 feeling that pressure. Now, I'll keep going back to what I'm saying. I need CT aggression coming through from G2. When you're against a little bit of a lesser buy, you can afford to shell up on the site, but you can't in these sort of spots. Now, I want to see them start re-aggressing in towards mid, start having a look in towards short and see if they can get that lower control. Maybe post somebody boosted on that corner with an AWP, right? Those sort of things is where we see really good teams find really good control, or long control coming through, maybe pushing towards lower to get a bit of a thread of the needle, but you can't afford to just sit back and hope that Furia are going to fumble. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I can respect it. I can respect it here. Really solid from G2, and again, speaks to the fact that this map is something that they need to defy the odds with. Early shot, nothing found. We'll see what the response here from G2 looks like. They're aggressive out long. We like that. Get proactive here. There's nobody really on the other end of it. Yukindar gives it a small look, but I don't think he was ever going to commit to this fight. So G2 have got some control, right? Which is what your timeout is all about.
So two playing in through mid for now. It's double stack B, but they're probably going to try and draw Matty's towards mid momentarily. That is completely open for now. And you can see Matty's making a little bit of move. Looks like he's going to post up towards the boxes. He has to reclaim a bit of control here, Matty's, just to see what they're doing in towards mid. And they'll do that with a smoke. Try can get behind. Molodoy above it, though, and this is where things become dicey. He's got the angle on Matty's. He can't afford to peek.
Yeah, has to be very careful here. I mean, those little shoulder swings are getting wider and wider, aren't they? Might have just spotted them swapping the bomb around a bit. Off angle here, backed up. Oh, it's a good read. It's a good read from G2. There is indeed a move at mid. He's hearing lots and lots now. Dodges a flash. Double setup. Heavy God finds the double kill. The support comes in from CT with the break, and that will stop them charging forwards. They're trying to wait for this B tunnel player to get in, but it's not going to work. And a perfect read and hold there from G2.
Yeah, Heavy God, I think, as well, in particular, has done so well. Matty's getting the information, but I think Heavy God, under that pressure as well, especially when his teammate falls, stepping up in a big way. So, great round from him. I love the break open with the smoke, too. Super simple, but it gives him so much information. Spies and Hunter delivering in their own regard. Big round, though. That's what you want to be seeing. Timeout taken by Furia. They themselves, understanding that this kind of game plan of taking mid control and then splitting from there, it's not as simple. We've got to find other ways to break down G2, who actually, fair play to them. I'm sure obviously they've had these guys in the team now for a little bit of a while, and they've had time to kind of practice together, but they're actually looking quite well. The strats and the protocols here from G2 are pretty solid. You can tell this is a well-versed map for them so far, which maybe is good signs for the series. Obviously, we expect a lot of teething issues in sort of the first tournament, especially with 2 new players, a new coach, new IGL. It's prime real estate for things to maybe be a little shaky or a little off guard. So far, none of that. Onto deep lane towards lower. Yuri, the one who takes the bulk of it.
It's kind of the closest you can get to rebuilding your team without like dumping the entire squad, you know?
Yeah,
so,
but having a new VRS.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they've done well in that sense, but also a lot of risk associated with this G2 team, but hopefully in some safe hands. That's maybe what they tried with like the Taz Snacks move, but just a few years too late, I think, with a move like that. Heavy God over at the back end of Platt. Not quite as safe as last round. Matty's going to have to bail his teammate out this time. Looking good. Turns away from the flash and not quite able to finish that frag. Oh, God, it's getting a bit messy. Some Pius with a big old trade might give them a chance at this, but with that smoke in the way and they don't quite break through it with that kill, they just can't contest.
Yeah.
And they know it's too dangerous, so they have to save things here. I mean, the timeout's paying off for both of these teams, and that is, for me, a really great read, and again, showing some of the experience of a guy like Fallen to be like, right, they've taken a timeout, they won the round, we have to stop this in its tracks.
Yes.
And although it's still early in the game, the response timeout and therefore the subsequent round look really, really good.
Yeah, can't give them anything, really. Fallen goes hunting as well for maybe a little bit of a play at the end, but no, not to be. So, I mean, yeah, he called for kind of the troops to look to see whether there's any X's, but it looks like it won't be the case. They did go looking around with the X out the other way. So nothing. I mean, I guess a couple of things saved for G2 is in itself a bit of a positive. But yeah, I think you're right. Real heads up call there from Fallen. A lot of the kills go the right way. I think Morodoy's kill there is really important too. Just gives them a bit of breathing room. And like you're right, when you go towards the B side, there's just nothing you can do in terms of a retake. It's statistically so damn difficult. There's still money to be worked with, at least for this round. For G2, you lose this, you give up 4 towards FURIA, money gets broken, basically the lead is lost with the round as well. There should be a bit of a freebie heading towards a 5-all scoreline, so probably the most important round FURIA have played thus far. The Galil to work with, I have to say, and it's Caserato being the one to wield it.
Yeah, always awkward to see, but I think...
Not a bad gun, though, I'll say. Comparatively to the FAMAS, I actually think the Galil's got some legs behind it. Oh, hello.
Angle. Oh, my God. Malbs, man. What is that angle? I mean, it works brilliantly, and he's clearly comfortable with it. Oh, my. All right. There's your big boots to fill getting filled. We'll have a few more of those from Malbs, thank you very much. Just completely solo winning the round. No utility, no support at all, and that one tap is just delicious.
Yeah, that is a sumptuous round. Yuri, he's all alone. And actually, the awkward thing now for Yuri is that saving's quite difficult because Malbs was pushed in towards long. So you can have this sort of internal expectation. He might actually wrap all the way through, and oh, it's Matty's being the one who's sneaking forward. Do you check this close right? I mean, they're pinching through all assets of upper B, so he's going to be spotted in a mere moment. On to walk past him. Oh, yeah. Matty's got him dead to right. And he does. Little panic, little flustered. But Malbs, that is a monstrous round. We have to take a look at that again. I thought, you know, in the angle you're playing, 1 for 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it just gets the first here, and that's that. But no. Absolutely insane. It makes it look so easy. And this shot as well. Yes, that is just something absolutely special. That's why Miles was brought in towards this side. I mean, those who are kind of following him all the way back on Team 1, we knew he was destined for the big leagues when he got the roles that he's meant to be playing. And, oh my God, does he shine there? And that'll break the bank of FURIA. So, we said that was the most important round for FURIA. They've lost it. Economy shattered. And, well, G2 have the chance of taking a lead heading in towards the second half, which looks like it's already being set up with a Matty's double. And he wants more as well. He's seen the drop pistol. Bomb is dropped as well, which needs to be recovered. For FURIA, no chance already in this one.
Yeah, looking good here. They try and stay as far away from Malbs as possible. But Matty's also looks pretty good. He gets an ace, in fact. So one better than the previous round. And unfortunately for FURIA, they have had the sting taken out of their tails really quickly. Another timeout coming in there I just caught. So, yeah. Man, you're going to be reeling from a moment like that for quite some time. And then to get sort of completely flattened in the following eco also doesn't feel good, you know? Like, it's not as expected to win it or whatever, but it would be nice to just be like, come on, can we not kill this guy? Come on, like, what's happening?
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, even just getting like 1 or 2 as like a trade in that sort of round, it maybe kind of rebolsters the confidence a little bit. You're not expected to win it, but it would be nice to get something away from it. But giving a guy an ace, that's also, you know, a couple of players who are really warming up. And actually really positive to see that Matty's isn't shying away from fighting. That was one thing I was a little bit worried for him. You know, having seen him kind of on Fnatic and then seen him in the past as well, kind of coming up through the tier 2. Super confident guy. And this is what makes Matty so good to kind of watch and to be as a part of your side. And I was worried that maybe when he steps up in towards tier 1 with G2 and playing these kind of top tournaments that he might shy away from those moments. Well, looks anything but so far. Some bias. Molly off. Matty's wanting to fight again. This time only going 1-for-1, but information gained that Yuri's also in towards lower. And he'll eat a nade.
Long control looks easy here. FURIA not gonna...
They're double checking that corner as well, by the way.
Yeah, of course, man.
Really clearing it.
Get that flash lined up. Double swing. Not having that happen again, but he's not around. However, the ghost of Malbs does remain.
The aura.
You hear, yeah, of course. Yuri with a nice angle here, though. We'll drop him. He gets traded pretty swiftly, but that confirms maybe 2 more players I think he might have seen there. So there's a decent chance to start running the game, but Heavy God has charged down mid. Drops your Kindar. Maybe they weren't ready for that aggression. So here we are, man advantage now. 30 seconds left. They're so far away from either bomb site. A is going to be the only option that they have.
Where do we go here for FURIA? Man, I mean, they're pushing towards A. There's actually, in all fairness, it's probably the best site to go to. Only 1 here, but there's more than enough time for rotations. That's all Hunt has to do. Buy time. You can allow the bombs to go down. You don't really care in that sense. It's about making sure that we set up in that short control. And actually, they didn't commit to the bomb plot initially. Now it will go down. Molodoy and Fallen, the AWPer and the X-AWPer have got to go huge here. Molodoy, we know he's got moments up his sleeve, but he's going to be called upon in a big way. And now he's all alone. 1v3. Tag for the first. Playing anti-flash. He just needs to set up this post bomb as best he can. He's trying to isolate fights, but it's some Pius who shows what experience really is. Sees him off. And that'll be another big round for G2. Nice retake. So patient as well. I love that kind of call. Just, we don't need to overfight here. We've got the numbers. Let's wait for them. They've got to be the one to level this playing field. They've got to be the one to set the tone. And it's just a mere elbow. And that's all that's required. Great work. Great round. G2. No complaints. I was so worried coming in towards this tournament. There was going to be a lot of rust after kind of no officials. And obviously the whole thing as we built up about the changing of teams and all the rest. But my God, yeah, this side look excellent right now. And on their opponents, map pick no less.
Yeah, and generally speaking, on the side that's a bit tougher to control the game, they've locked FURIA out quite a bit and just forcing them into areas where they're prepared. So, looking really solid. And just a lot of belief, a lot of buy-in here. I think that's maybe one of the things with Snacks. Look, if you lose the court of public opinion, it can be hard to win it back. And I think there was a degree of that, you know, when people were like, hey, it's called the same round 3 rounds in a row. Like, sometimes the players start losing faith as well. Some pious to open here. Fallen can't draw him out. Will drop nice and early. So once again, an advantage for G2 to capitalize on. Bullets through the smoke are a bit close. Uh-oh. Heavy God. Heavy God in the off angle. Peeks round. Only one. Needs a bit of support here, and it's Matty's new boy on the block. Looking to hold the B-bomb site. Oh my God, he's lost track of the player. He's able to get the reload off and find the kill, for goodness sake. Absolutely ridiculous scenes there on B, but they will make it work in the end.
How has he got away with that? He's even having a laugh. He knows he has no right to be alive there. But what a fantastic first half by G2. 9-3. FURIA look muted. There is so little on offer here. And they've got to have a starkly different showing in towards the second. We're going to head to a break. We'll see you soon.
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon. Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5. Refuel yourself.
Oh, that was so saucy.
So creamy.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I guess.
Welcome back, G2. A fantastic first half from them, and FURIA, all signs look so starkly different to what we saw in stage 1, right? They looked incredible, Striv, and unfortunately we're getting none of that right now. This is a true test, and this new side are looking excellent. There's a lot to like from G2, and the argument to be made here is that even just one pistol round might be enough to more or less seal this map.
Fallen. Oh, flashed off. Wisely here. We got a rinse and repeat. This is exactly the same as the pistol in the first half. However, Fallen maybe not going to have the same moves as Malbs. The A-bomb site. Right for the taking. Plant should be easy. One of those unicorn situations where nobody's gone down yet. So we'll see if there is a retake on the cards. Kind of has to be for FURIA, it feels like. But they are not moving a muscle here. No chances being taken. No wide swings on the G2 side. In comes the short attack. Heavy God, the first line of defense here, and looking good while doing it. Lovely bit of movement here to just avoid being hit. They will start charging in through CT, though, to give themselves a chance back at it. One more head taken, and maybe we start to believe. Oh, Molodoi does get it. There's not loads of time left. The longer they can stay alive. Heavy God spins around. He doesn't get the one at ramp. I thought if he's 180 in left, right, and center, that would be insane. But all the same, the hold is clean. And just a little smile out from the big man.
Cheeky little grin, but yeah, he's done so well. He's head on a swivel, dancing back and forth 180. This little piece here of the back forth and back again, really, really great work. Of course, has that support, but I think Heavy God, excellent round from him. 11 and 4 as well he is right now. Matty's 15 and 6. I mean, they're all shining. Of course, Malbs had that incredible round earlier. USB's trying to put pressure on, but speaking of the devil, Malbs shall arise as he gets his third. And the back to the Hunter will close it. It's only the one casualty. Nice and easy for the most part. This is done for me. I can't see a world in which FURIA get back into it. And if we're being completely frank as well, FURIA, this might just be a case of A, saving face, and also B, maybe saving the mental a little bit too.
Yeah, no, you are correct. Just take it easy, take it in your stride, not your map. But it's tough, man. One they've played twice already. They won, they lost tight. So, you know, everything's been pretty close at the very least. So the fact that they're getting rolled over here is going to be disheartening. Maybe not as consistent, maybe not as good as you thought. And that sometimes is a hard reality to deal with. But decent enough into Inferno themselves, so they can fresh slate over there for sure.
Yeah, right now, though, the individuals are shining so bright for this side. It feels difficult to find and fathom ways. Keserato and Molodoi. This gunman is everything for FURIA to give them life in this game. Mobs have been spotted as well by the AWPer. And they'll lose out that fight. The one-tap had to connect, and it doesn't. So, Hunter and some bias, no real chance you feel for them, and not exactly how they're going quiet about it either. They know exactly where they are. Bomb spill too, makes life difficult. I don't see a world in which this one gets converted. I mean, look at where that bomb is.
Yeah.
If it was anywhere else, we could maybe even get a bomb plant and try and bait in fights in a post bomb, but there's no way they recover it.
Absolute Dust2 classic, you know, someone dies on short, and they just go, oh, whoops, and, you know, throw the bomb into CT, apparently. Feels, I don't know, it just feels like it never happens anywhere else in such a fashion. It just goes absolutely flying from that position. Yuri looking to close them out completely. Some Pius made the decision, grab that AK, go for a save. They do hear him here, and they have actually read him quite nicely. He's trying to get an unorthodox save spot, bit of an aggressive save spot, but they'll be after him, slowly but surely. Maybe even going to try and take him after time. But we'll see. The man who's closest is Yuri, and he's pretty low, so there's not much that he can really do. Yeah, the hunt is half-assed. They don't want to give too many kills away. They don't want to give too many weapons away. It makes sense. They've got a long road ahead of them here.
It's a good round, though. It really is. It all comes down, honestly, to that bomb spilling forward, but well played. Molodoi, that's quite a nice shot as well on towards Malbs there. And so Bias gets so unfortunate, he dinks him through the door, and then Hunter sort of doesn't properly clear that close right corner. And then Bias can't win out on the spam duel. So it happens, it's awkward. Another pause to be taken. You got to look at as well now for G2, the second time out taken, but I think they're in such a comfortable spot for the most part. They're just making sure that we don't really get this fired up feeling for FURIA, right? Let's ice them out a little bit. Let's not give them too much of a leg to stand on. And also, let's decide what we're going to do with our saved gun. How do we invest around it? What are we going to try and build here? Heavy God wielding just the deagle. AKs along and across the board. So plenty of chances still. Get to that 12 and close out this map. I don't think G2 are feeling under too much pressure by any means. You just don't want to allow FURIA to get to a position of being really in this game just yet. Although, break open the smoke, but not in the way that he would have tended, and FURIA falling up close. This could be dicey for him. His back turn, worst possible time to be checking in towards blue.
It's super risky as well, you know. Maybe just take the eyes and the control. There's no need to go in that deep. He has traded his life for information. Molodoi trades back. Also going to drop the bomb, so pretty telegraphed at the moment from G2. They'll be able to recover things, but I think the A-bomb site is kind of a no-go for now.
Under a minute. All goes a little quiet too. Okay, Serato. Got an idea in towards mid. Double stack B, double stack A, and looks like they might even just leave mid open in a sense. The question, of course, is do they keep Serato around here to sort of fight? He'll drop an HE. And they are sticking around with a bit of kind of an aggressive stance for this mid control. So if anyone was to lurk out B, they get a lot of control here. Molodoi going to be tested. And the first, he does so well. Got an earlier kill to trade out towards Fallen. But he'll get caught on the swing. Yakindar, he's low as well. So this makes this very difficult for him. We're going to try and gain control. And he does well. Matties will trade, but he gets caught on the cross. There was no chance anyway. And another round for FURIA. Really, really effectively shutting it down towards that long control. Molodoi, I think, does excellently again.
Yes, to be fair. I'm giving him a lot of work to do, but he is carrying the mantle at the moment. Still, long road.
Sure.
Should be able to get another one here. We are looking at just a bit of confidence boosting at the moment for FURIA. Still not quite believing, but looking decent on the CT side. I think maybe if they'd won the pistol, if they had perhaps brought it a bit closer in that first half, it could be a different story at the moment, because G2 do look stuck in the mud.
Well. We're playing a little bit of footy. I wonder if you can get it in the tire, actually. But this is what we like to call an existence timeout, a timeout without taking a timeout. They've kind of got it under the car, but like not fully stuck under there. But they're having a little game here.
Yeah, I think it gives it like crazy velocity by the looks of it. For a moment there, it was flying.
I did see a clip. I don't know who it was now, so I can't really credit them, but somebody on Twitter where they used a football and went out long and it baited out a shot. So he swung off the back of them shooting at the football. He kicked it all the way to long doors. So like a fake flash, like a decoy. I don't know if you can get up the stairs though. I feel like this is where this is where you get stuck. Thinking. Yeah. Unfortunately, not to be. They're going to head towards B. They're going to try and flash through it. Oh, it's a mow-down for Yuri. Pistol pulled out. He'll get 4 in total. Serato closes it out. Nice and simple. But yeah, they've taken that as a bit of a timeout. An opportunity to talk without taking a pause and see what they want to do in towards the next.
Clean. Very clean from Yuri. So we do have that at the very least. Right, this is where, for me, it starts to get a bit serious. If G2 check out again and FURIA move up to 7, deny a bomb plan, then maybe we do start to worry slightly. They're going simple, straight out long. It's Fallen here. Trying to find that first. He will struggle. And again, he's by himself. And it's a lot of pressure, man. You know, I don't mean to poke at the guy, but I feel like we maybe need someone like Malbs, right? Someone heavy frag potential. Fallen's just kind of acting as an information gatherer. Maybe 1 kill, but he's having a struggle over there.
Okay, so also going to move back and relinquish that mid control, but all comes down to what they can do through long here. 4 players in this direction. Off the flash, a spam. They are dragging a couple of players back towards mid at the very least, but it still looks like they're going to stay, for the most part, stuck here towards A. And Yuri's in the open. 1 flash, he could be in a lot of trouble, but he manages to get over towards Car, and he gets 1. I don't like the push through the smoke all alone. Yuri gets 2 before falling.
He's done a lot there, especially under pressure. It could have gone south real quick. But yes, they play into his hands. We now have Yakindar at the back end of the site. Got a flash with his name on it. Trying to spot somebody on the edge of this smoke. As soon as he fires, though, Heavy God takes his head clean off. Molodoi at the back end, relying on Serato. feels flat. It feels like they're not going to get in. And it would indeed be true. Heavy God to do everything here. He's got the information, and they're giving him a lot of space. The AWP shot misses. He can't quite capitalize on the kill, and second time of asking, Molodoi will get it done. And man, when the chips are down, FURIA are looking a little better.
It's true. They are starting now to build up a little bit. G2 needs to be very, very careful. They've got, what, one more attack pause left to work with? They do need to be careful. This is where FURIA start to a lot of their best work. And they're fired up when they're feeling a momentum on their side as well. This game, for me, feels far from over just yet. Of course, money broken once again for G2. So FURIA should get an 8th without breaking that much of a sweat. That's reaching distance. That starts to really open the door to that conversation about, can they bring this back? Sure, it might require an overtime and extra rounds and the rest. But this is a side that are looking really good right now. We're building towards long. And Fallen's got support here as well. Probably one should be playing anti-flash, but they might just go dry. They are. It's an easy shutdown for the opening 2. Malbs and Matties. The M&M brothers get mowed down.
Serato, nice find. Looking for a little more. Oh my God. I know it's... Oh my goodness. It's inconsequential, but that flick was just nuts, man. The speed of the thing. Heavy God, meanwhile, on the Deagle here. Does get one. So everybody having some mechanical moments, but it is FURIA to ultimately take it. How is he's so low down?
I know. I always wonder about that as well, you know. Surely after a while your shoulders from like hunching like that get like...
Yeah, probably.
A little bit sore.
Uh-huh.
He's also probably got some like wham lats as well. Just constantly.
Yeah.
Like...
Hence the whole time, like...
Yeah. So Pius doesn't shoot on any of the baits. He was hoping that the bait would bait out. A swing from the sniper, a shot from Molodoi rings so close in the second. Also the same. Look at this for aggression, though. That's brilliant. That's what I was talking about as well in that first half. Proactivity from the CT side is a sign of things to come, and Molodoi, what a shot from him. Nice flick and a final towards Malbs. This round's done and dusted already, and we're still just shy of the 1 minute 30 mark.
Yeah, crazy, to be fair, how fast it goes down. But listen, I felt it in the air, Neo.
Yeah.
Been around long enough now to know sometimes it just doesn't look good. And this is maybe a monumental comeback on the cards from FURIA. Fallen will go down here. They need to deny as much as they can. Bomb plants, saving weapons, etc. A flank round from Yuri. Grabbing info. Okay, Serato. Just drawing attention, maybe. They know that they've got this man coming in behind, so feels like the round is confirmed. Heavy God, again, taking another, but just not going to be enough. It's all about the rounds, and FURIA have brought it within 2. This was 11-3, guys, so bear that in mind. If it gets super close, it'll be a feat within itself, but it now gets into this weird territory, right? Pressure's back on for FURIA. You're expected to maybe perform, whereas at one point you were just like, okay, let's just go through the motions, see what happens, focus on the next map. But now it's getting serious for both of them. Timeout coming round from Saw here. Locked in.
Final.
Fully track-suited up. He looks the part, but we'll see if they can make a difference now.
Dripped, you gotta say. I do actually like those. They're like kind of like old school trackies.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan. G2 hook a brother up and a jersey while you're at it, because they're also pretty sick as well. They actually, this is gonna be weird, very niche lore, but they remind me of the old Viperio RMR jerseys.
There you go.
Back from 2023 Paris RMR. Real throwback there. All real ones no, but Molodoi, who's a real one, and he knows how to find some bias. Another opener for him as well. Serato fighting in towards long, and while blind, finds Heavy God. Uh-oh, G2's tack pause is looking like it's going to end shambolically in this one. How do we recover? It's not a full investment in towards this round, but you still want to do something. A bomb plant goes a long way, something of the sort, but so far, not so good. Hunter spotted. They Takes a pop shot with the scout. This is information being gathered a little bit. And they're moving up towards short. And at least that's control that they can take for free here. There is no presence from FURIA, but they got a double stack long one towards mid. So trying to get any sort of security in a post plan towards A feels very unlikely.
Oh, man. Let's let the game speak for itself. Molodoi. Crazy performance in the second half and just some really nice shots. Looking for some more, and he's confident for it. Shadow maybe spotted, but either way, he hits it nonetheless. Matty's tagged down. Trying to bait out the AWP, but, you know, Acerato's there. That's kind of funny to see. Nonetheless, within one now, this is crazy. This is already a capitulation of sorts from G2. They could indeed revive themselves, but they don't want to let it slip through their fingers. This is crazy so far.
Molodoi is a real joy to watch, though. When he's playing well, this is why his stock was so high before coming in towards the team. It was obviously very surprising him getting picked up in towards FURIA. That was so out of left field, but it was inevitable that he was going to get picked up in towards the tier 1 side. He's way too talented not to. 11-10. This is the round for G2. You know, back when we were 11-3, I said for FURIA, that gun round is the most important round they're going to play. This is the make or break for them in this game. Well, for G2, this sort of feels like their own version. 11-10. And it comes through, and Hunter hit down to halves. Not exactly the start that he would have wanted. Some biases of the AWP, sure. And they've got to find ways to try and neuter Molodoi a little bit. He's been getting away with way too much. Double stack towards B, 1 through mid. So basically a lot of mid to B presence seems to be the play here, but is that going to be the right call? I mean, potentially. They're leaving one lurking. None of Matty's. And speaking of, he's also dropped a lurk smoke out towards B. So mid-B split still very much could be on the cards.
Yeah, this has to be what they've talked about in that timeout. Drawing attention, faking things out. It's weird. If they get it right on A, they're so far away on those rotations, they could be locked out super easily. Malbs is going to get dropped down. And he probably goes, what the hell, there's no one here. So now the B-bomb site indeed feels like the way you have to go and the natural progression of the round, but there's just so many people here. Some Pius does well. He takes a lot of damage. Only 20 seconds to get this bomb in, by the way. Malbs still chilling in CT, hoping to try and trade things out. There's a man locked in closet. The Molotov doesn't reach him. Yakindar, all he has to do is live, but he goes down. He goes down. Sun Pius with the trade will create space for the bomb plant. And Fallen doesn't know where to turn. Where's this guy in CT? He's gone missing. And my goodness, talk about down to the wire. G2, though, will keep it just in their favor.
It's a huge sigh of relief for G2 to see that over the line. I think you're right. If Yakindar just stays alive, that probably would have been enough, but not to be. My God, look at it, means to them as well. This has been a real bad run of form, but they finally find the round to put all the pressure back on the FURIA shoulders. Map point G2 on their opponent's map pick, and oh, we need a bit of a superstar once again. We're going to go double AWP here as well. Yakindar going to pick up the secondary. What has he got for us? So close. He can more or less smell them through the screen. And he might be required as well quickly to support Yuri. This could get a little dicey. He's double flashed, triple flashed, in fact. But he drops a smoke. He swings and he finds one. He looks for a second behind it as well. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Gets away, looks for a third. Oh my, Yuri. How has he got away with 3 there? He has no right, but he's given a lifeline over towards FURIA. And there might still be life left in this game. Molodoi's here. And he's thrust some Pius into a 1 versus 3. Make that now 1 versus 2. But he's got to try and isolate fights. And he has no idea of this second man who's creeping slowly behind him. It's surely just a matter of time. He's tunnel vision in. This round's got to be done, surely. But a pop shot draws his attention. He's looking all over the place. He finds one. Surely some Pius can't make this work. Oh my, he misses the shot, and Fallen shows his class and experience. FURIA, they're not dead just yet.
Holy hell. Fallen took the safe peek. He shot like 1 bullet. Nervous. And that could have cost him everything. We might clock it here on the replay, but I'm pretty sure he just kind of took that panicked peek, didn't want to commit type peek. when he could have had that free kill on the guy not looking at him. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Got overtime written all over it. So let's see here if FURIA can get it there. Long control comes in. Malbs is out. And the team looks to join him.
One last chance. Take this towards overtime. Ooh. Well, there should be a gap on the left-hand side. Yeah, nice block. He'll drop a smoke of his own. Flash, second that'll come behind as well. The third, he wants to swing behind it, but nobody was caught by that blind. So this is open back up for G2. Pop shot by Molodoi, ineffective. Breaking open the smoke as well. No one behind. It's carnage towards A.
Yeah, this is a mess. But it's a mess that favors G2 at the moment. Molodoi tries to get in there quick, doesn't respect how fast they have been. Massies with the double. Might just get them in. Yekindar with a double of his own. But it's down to just Yekindar. The bomb's been spilled in an awkward spot. So he has a semblance of control to direct this round. He's going to give it up. Going to fully give it up by the looks of things, as he will try for that reposition. I suppose I would think CT is the main option. He's going full wacky mode.
Yeah.
Slightly reprogrammed. No, okay, so he will make his way down there. He just wanted to play it silently. I don't know, man. He's not giving himself a lot of time here, right? He can't walk this whole way. And he will start picking up the pace. He's been heard. He's surely been heard. I don't know, though. They're not fully trained in. He's picked up loads of util.
Yeah.
3 nades there off the ground, but it's just all going to come down to the headshots. Has to guess correctly, and unfortunately does not. So FURIA, at the very final hurdle, are denied away. G2 might have to revisit that one, but in terms of the win column, it's still a 1, no matter how it comes.
Yeah, all that matters, a debut.
Also, I think why they have a few more eyeballs is because they just find their way into a lot more clips, because they're doing different things that are a bit fresh. Especially in the mechanics, and it's like the CS2isms, right?
Yeah, I'll say, you know, I've given that like left and right click thing a go, and I don't know if it's placebo, but I feel crisper with it, especially in terms of space. So for those of you who've been doubting it,
pressure in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe hit up a DM and see how you feel with it. I've been feeling pretty good trying it. But anyway, we're on the way. We're live. Second map about to get started. Deco around the corner as well to clear half wall. So Malbs doesn't need to worry about that too much and keep attention at draw. And Molodoi set up for the pop flash to come over first orange. But they're not even going to hit towards B. It was all a ruse. They head back towards mid.
This, of course, is the game of Inferno. So we'll see here if Hunter in particular can keep that mid-rounding fresh and unpredictable. Utility out long. Moving fast here, keeping it simple. Moto smoke. It's quite early. I mean, he could just go flying through it if he opts to do so. Yekindar on the headshot angle. Bit of help from the Julies up top. I think that's really what it's all going to come down to here. Is the pace of these guns. Yuri going unchecked. He's going to let them all in. Oh, no! And he can't get anything done. He's immediately taken down. Tried to go for the big boy moment. And he will be left with egg all over his face. So this is just going to be a soft save here from the remaining B players. Maybe try and grab some exits on the way out. Keserato ultimately doesn't have too much to lose. A lot of the time we look at like saving armor and maybe getting cheaper head armor into the next round. He doesn't have that. So he's sticking around here. However, the Julies with no damage taken plus a flash, there's a lot going for Molodoi here. So he will hold on to what he has as best he can, but still also looking for some cheeky exits. Now it gets even better, so we'll see if he can remain alive here and remain undamaged. I think would be very nice for him. He's going to keep the kills coming in. He will lose his cheaper head armor there, but I suppose he's happy with that. Take some players down, get some kill bonus. It evens itself out, I guess. 600 versus 350, but then you have to spend 1,000. I don't know, man. There's a lot of maths involved.
It's true.
Clicking heads.
It's true.
Just clicking heads.
Well, not the start that they wanted. I think, you know, you have to say it kind of comes down to Yuri a little bit. Unfortunately, he tries this trigger discipline play and unfortunately does not work out for him. G2 start as they mean to go on. Nice round for them. I like the kind of change up the mid-round call as well, showing this adaptability there from Hunter. Of course, there's going to be a lot of eyes on Hunter as this IGL now in terms of what he can bring to the table, especially in this post-snacks era. And generally speaking, so far, Looking so good. There was real nice moments in that first map, and even that round there specifically showing G2 have got ideas up their sleeve. This one on paper should be pretty simple. We got one alone towards B, and that's where they're heading. Yekindar does have a smoke, so we can't slow him down. But if he dies, that'll change things. That felt a little unnecessary from him. And that'll be the round. You just save you with FURIA now.
Yeah, an oversight for sure. Maybe a lack of respect. They will pay the price, the ultimate price, at the end of the day, as indeed it's a clean finish here. So they'll be looking to go for it in the next tier on the FURIA side. Look, they'd committed to the idea of the A stack. I think they know if it ended up being B, they weren't going to have an easy time of it. So Inferno looking easy thus far for G2. No real sweat into these rounds. We got another MP7 making an appearance.
Yeah, it is becoming a gun that is... I mean, the only man that was really using it for a long, long time was Nerds, right? And he actually looked really good with it, to be fair. He made it look like a rifle at times, but it was picked up sporadically apart from him. And now I feel like more and more people are entertaining that idea a little bit. I still feel like, for me, though, the MP9 is still fine. I know it went through those nerfs and whatnot, but I don't think it's been too much of a massive change. As long as you're bursting, it's okay. Yekindar tried to pop around the corner here. Not to be for him. That'll cost him the site. So, a 2-0 start and probably a 3-0 start as well for G2, looking very similar to how things got on the way on Dust2, where they were able to really just run away with momentum. This first gun run that we see towards round number 4, the next round, is so important for FURIA. If they lose that, then we are getting dangerously in towards the similarities of Dust2.
Oh, Yeki looking a little shaky. He failed the flash in the previous round as well. You can put that down to maybe getting killed, getting shot at, but the nade there doesn't make it over. So some experimental utility not going well. Smoke down, though, will push them away. They're playing exactly the same round as the previous, so again, Hunter looking to get those reads, and at the moment, not quite sure how to react to that smoke.
I like that they're sticking around here, though. Just disrespecting the idea of it being that strong of a defense. And they come, Utah going to be set down. Another smoke by Yekindar, but now they've committed to CT smoke as well. They may as well commit through this. And one pump flash thing to send somebody in and realize actually no one's home. They're doing their due diligence with the Molotovs. That's good signs for G2, but yeah, no one's here. The one man has been spotted by Malbs on the drive-by. Church is open, and so is the B site. And once again, another quad stack A and another quad stack save. And a 3-0 start for G2. Very simple rounds. Not that much of a conversation. It's just poor Yekindar getting overwhelmed with not that much in terms of an investment too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate here for FURIA, but maybe the way that things can pan out. Get it added to the list of stacks that haven't found success. Hunter, lovely little flash for him. That's a moneymaker there on the Mac 10, of course. He will absolutely take that. Rolling forwards here, you can see he's got plenty of cash and plenty more to come in after this bomb goes off. Kind of a slow start. FURIA maybe need to make their presence known here. I think, again, you have to look at what's in front of you. The previous map is a tough one to forget about. And again, a couple of young players on this team, a couple of guys that might struggle with that mindset, but we'll see here. FURIA on the full buy. The AWP out once again. We'll see what Molodoi can do there. CT side, and he looked pretty good on Dust.
Yeah, exactly. Important gun round. Very much so. And P9 in play still for Keserato. It's the AWP Molodoi that we want to see get online. There's no big green on the flip side. He's going to try here, and that works well. Down goes Fallen. Yekindar quickly traded as well as Keserato, who's now all alone towards B. G2 are going for very similar rounds. They're just changing the tempo and the pace of them, but they're working. Is that Molly going to spread him towards Keserato? It won't. He gets one, but a quick trade. This is excellent. They are opening B site, for the most part, pretty easily, and Another sign where, for FURIA, there's just nothing they can do in this sort of round. Excellent work, quicker pace towards the B-side this time, but a similar result. Success for them. A 4-0 start on a gun round that's ineffective for the primarily Brazilian side.
Not gonna lie, it's sort of remnants of snacks, to be fair. I think they do look a bit tighter, perhaps, but you might have called something a bit similar to this, you know, get them conditioned and just change things up. That was 3 on B as well. So it just goes to show how solid they can be if things come together and, you know, 3 kills split across the board. It looks really, really nice from a practical standpoint. Just a question of how far it's going to keep going here. FURIA, I don't know, the round came at them.
Yeah.
It is a bit tough. They didn't really do anything with it. Again, very simply just playing 3B, expecting a B finish. Makes sense. They've gone there a lot so far this game. But maybe would have been nice to see them get aggressive early and, you know, try and battle for banana control. Just giving a bit too much respect across.
For sure. Well, good news with the saves and the lost bonus we can buy back in. Of course, that all kept in play. That's the real priority, I guess, is something they would not have been able to invest back into. At least smoking towards apartment, so you're going to play behind it. Long smoke that comes through, and this is going to give them this top mid control for free. There's no one really to pressure them here. That nade could be expertly timed. It's a little bit of damage, but not enough really to worry G2. And they're going to go off the back of that as well. It's heavy got an MP7 that's going to be sent in momentarily. I wonder whether they pop flash him out. They've surely got to, as they want to split through short. First time testing all day. Let's see how they deal with this. There's 3 players here to meet them.
Nice little setup as well. Got Yuri, who's a master of this position. Playing anti-flash at the moment as they come bursting forwards, but the pathing pretty good. Oh, comms get a little shaky. Heavy God still manages to find it. Still on his trusty MP7, leading that charge. The Moto Smoke is not great. The follow-up Moto Smoke also not great, but the bullets find the head of Molodoy, and with him going down, surely you feel they have to save. It's all Heavy God here, by the way. Absolutely wild. The MP7, there's just a couple players in the history of Counter-Strike that have had an affinity for this gun. Kind of sticking around a little bit here on the CT side of things. Maybe if they can get that early kill, but not going to happen.
Yeah, save the AWP now as well with Fallen. There's no point, I don't think, having a look. That is Inferno, unfortunately, in a nutshell, but man alive, another big one. I say that. Oh my god, the gun barrel's just on the corner here. Even if he gets a kill, getting out might be a different story. Hunter might want to go have a look. They've got money, so why not? But no, they're going to opt against. The Kindar should be able to get one of his own. And actually, it's probably going to be the AWP too. Yes, it is. And that also can be recovered if they want. Don't really see much point in having a double AWP setup, to be fair, at the moment when things aren't going too right. So the hunt's okay, but still, all that matters, another big round for G2. Take a look at Heavy God as well. Gets very fortunate. He's running low on ammo to find Molodoy. 5-0 for G2 as it's FURIA who call for a tack timeout and desperately need to converse. This is difficult. Of course, bringing in the coach and man, I mean, what do you even do in this spot for them, right? They're being overwhelmed both from the B and the A side. The tempo changes, but I think just more than anything, they're just losing the aim drills. Sometimes in an unfortunate manner too, as we saw Heavy God spam through the smoke, but it's part of the game. They've fallen really far behind here, and this is, like we were saying, looking quite akin to what Dust2 started out as, and that's the big thing that cost FURIA. As much as they got going in the second half, it was too little, too late. They can't afford for that to be the narrative again.
Yeah, already feels like it's getting out of hand slightly. We've got a banana take round from G2. FURIA just conceding the control. We'll rotate one in quickly. Molodoy not blinded, but also can't land the shot. And just like that, they pull back, not giving too much across. So here we are, the old tit for tat, prod and poke of Inferno begins. Heavy God remains in a lurking position, but not too deep on the lurk. They don't have the bomb. Always feels funny to me when the bomb is so far away from the action.
Yeah, so no real commit. Nade. A lot towards Fallen. That'll hit him. Second one as well goes a little deeper in response in towards mid, but nobody's there. GT playing all the way back. So bomb now recovered. They're going back towards B. Especially if they were to go now as well. It would only be Kindar there, but he's going to get support of Molotov. He's coming over from CT. 40 seconds. It feels like they know this is finishing towards B. I say that though, it's Fallen was falling away and now he's coming back. Yekindar tucks in towards New Box. Molly doesn't quite find him, is smoked down or keep him alive for now as he's playing a round, but he gets spammed through the smoke by Molbs. Fallen one of his own, but Hunter in response for the trade. IGL versus IGL going favorably. And surely that's it now. Yeah.
It's really tense, especially Yekindar. I don't think he likes being left on B by himself.
No, I think you're right.
It's kind of how it feels, you know? Like, I think he wants a bit more freedom. And he just looks nervous and tense and, oh, do I peek? Don't I peek? Do I take the... Do I live? Do I... You know, there's too many things going on. I think you just have to send this guy in. Let him work off of a teammate, at least.
Yeah. I think he wants to play in a buddy system, right? And he wants to be kind of playing together, either flashing them in or be more likely him being flashed in to kind of peek in towards top and honor and sort of have a look in a sense. But you're right, I think being left alone, he's getting angsty. He doesn't know in terms of when he should be dropping his U-Toy. He's kind of unable to read the timings of G2, and it's hence why he's been caught off quite a few times. Also, another opening kill for Mouse. That's his 5th opening kill right now. 5-0 in opening duels in the first 6 rounds of play is pretty nuts. He is having a whale of a time. FURIA, they've got loss bonus and saves. They keep buying in, but we are getting to that point where they've got to start giving some of these a go as well, right? Especially if it gets down to a somewhat close situation, anything around a 3 versus 3, you maybe just want to chance it. Because already at quite the deficit.
Heavy God, we're leading the charge towards A here. Another pace change coming in. Just the two of them, as they will look to try and take some control, but they're safely tucked in on site. Not much can be done, but you see, good lord, they're all rotating initially. Yekindar will move back to B, but they are very, very frightened of what's happening here. Desperate for their first round. Lurking is Malbs over on B, so I think they're just waiting to maybe see if he can find anything. Sun Pius, it's a tight window, but he misses the shot all the same.
Fallen going to rotate over. It does look like they're angling again for that B finish. I don't really blame G2 here. We're sort of in this mindset now where it's sort of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, look how far Malbs has got. Another opener for him, his 6th. Brilliant work, and he's looking for more. He's jumping across, but he'll actually get spammed down by Yekindar. He's all alone now. But won't be able to be planted momentarily. Can't keep an eye on the spam, no. Can't commit to it. Matty's finds a kill towards Yuri. Already feels like it's set in stone. The only issue is for FURIA, they now can't just safely shell up and save towards A anymore because they know Matty's is lurking around there somewhere. He just slips the net in towards apartment. He can't be traded out, but he might still get another one. He's sticking around, and why not? You've got the money to spare.
They are being picked apart.
Yeah.
It is kind of insane. Just how well G2 are able to keep them guessing and rely on their individuals, but there's something at a base level here from FURIA that just isn't quite sitting right, at least on this map. 7-0. I think we need a timeout. They will lose a couple more players than G2 would have liked at the end, if we're being super nitpicky, but another timeout coming around here from FURIA. It's just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, no surprises. Another one for them. I mean, you may as well burn all 3 if the first half continues in this fashion. You can't afford to have no foundations to fall back on. So they're second taken. I mean, nobody's got going. K Serato 1 and 3, Fallen 2 and 5 as well for him. Yuri, 2 kills to his name as well. I mean, the best we've really got is Molodoi right now, who is really not even putting up that much of a performance. This is a tough showing. Granted, on the flip side, both Sampaius and Matties aren't really putting up the numbers, but they're not being required. Malbs is basically doing all of the heavy lifting. Like I said, 6-0 in opening doors in the first 7 rounds. That is nuts. So consistently getting away with this. Whether you play fantasy and you have him on opening duels, you are getting some serious points right now, because he is having a field day. So, attack time are taken. Will anything change? Malbs, he's trying to send himself in, but this time he overextends without the support as well, so Kindar gets one. But a good flash and a good double for Hunter brings the numbers back in G2's favor.
They've got a lot of individuals to bail them out, it would seem. Hunter close there, man. But he can't find the headshot through the spam, through the smoke. However, he's given them the lead back. Molodoi trying to take matters into his own hands and contact his way forwards. Yuri hidden away. Kind of the only man at the moment. There is a rotation to join him, but Keserato is pretty low at the current time. Heavy God. He's just waiting patiently. Yeah, he'll walk into the angle. Not quite the crosshair, but, you know, he's got the flicks down pat. What can Yuri do here? Hold strong and going to look to stay alive, staying cool. Gets the reload off, buying as much time as he possibly can. They're trying to spam him down, but he is just surviving. Through the smoke he'll go. He hears the AK run out of ammo. Sampaius on the pistol, though, takes him out. Big find from him. It's Molodoi now. Are they going to be expecting him? And with all this going down now, the bomb has found itself in pit. The bomb is isolated down there. So, well-placed frag could have made the difference. However, my man has got the throws. He has been working on his three-pointers. That went pretty far, to be fair. And it will allow the plant to come down. Molodoi, they now know about him. Low HP bars don't really matter. And just do not peek. Do not give him anything here. He's got a smoke. That makes things a bit awkward, but there's nothing offensive to finish one of these players off quickly. So as soon as he reveals himself, surely he goes down. Hunter up high is not expected. And the flawless streak continues.
Yeah. No way they were expecting that. Love that. Hail Mary QB throw the bomb across onto the site, but so smart, actually, right? Just to make sure that we can get a secure plant. They know roughly where he should be coming from in terms of timing, and they can plant. Even if he was moving his way through long, they can still plant safely. So, yeah, that's well done. The only issue was the world in which it doesn't quite make it across. That could have been a little funky, but hey, you know, man. G2 looking great here. Nade's come over. Bit of damage, and Molodoi going to try and play up close with his AWP. And it will net him the first as well. There's a rifler in for support as well. They're trying to bail out the shot, but Molodoi isn't falling for anything. And he has Yuri in support for the trade. Finally looks like a round that should go the way of FURIA. Losing this is hard to come by, but feeding Sampaius might be one way in which you do so. 2 versus 3 now, and a recoverable C4.
Something to work with. Get the bomb back. But FURIA, you gotta convert this one, guys. I think it just comes tumbling down if you lose a round like this. Sampaius is low. I'll have a good idea of that as well, I think. So, yeah, got to be a secure round. It looks to be a B play. Malbs on the util. So it could get a bit interesting here. Sampaius is kind of just going to be isolated on his low HP. Kindar needs to step it up. A little unsure of CT. Oh, the flash is nice. Going to allow this gap to close. Molotov. A bit deep, but he loses his head. Oh, man. B-bomb site fallen. Speaking of, here he is on the other side of the smoke. He will get that kill, thank goodness, and it eases some of the pressure, but you've got Malbs to get through now to clutch up, and he is most certainly capable. A great game to kick things off. The timing perfect. No. Isolating Fallen, and now Yuri knows that he's unlikely to come from CT. The nade chunks him down, but Malbs is so crisp with the headshots. Yuri further in than he expected, and the prayers are answered. FURIA will get there first.
Ah, man. For Miles, I think off the back of getting naded down to kind of below half, just becomes a little flustered there. Finally, though, around, though. Well played to Yuri. Just had to be patient in that spot. Not let the bomb timer itself get affected. But, was that some pious push through the smoke really needed? I think the argument, of course, in hindsight is no. But the fact that G2 even make a round out of that is also quite concerning. Opening few kills go the way of FURIA. Everything looks set. And then they gifted over 1v1s that very nearly bring them back in towards the game. Credit Malbs and some pious, but, you know, especially Malbs, really giving them a lifeline there. 8-1. FURIA, if we can get up towards 4, might have a bit of a chance, and finally a bit of aggression coming through as well from Yakindar. He's going to try and fight. He takes a big nade as well as he looks to get the AK, but he thinks it's probably better than kind of staying alive in that spot, falling away. Smart decision. He'll get out. Opening kill, damage rated both ways, but actually a positive start for FURIA, something they've not really done.
Long smoke coming in. G2 finally being tested, so we're going to have to see how they perform under the pressure. And they're right on the corner of a great half. It's still not as good as they would probably want to start, you know, solidifying this second map and therefore series. So just one more would be nice. Somehow that nade does hardly anything. But here we are. Counter-strike, of course. Hunter flying round with the bomb. There's a lot of confidence here to find that entry on low HP. But again, Yakindar getting a little bit abused, fallen on high. What can he find? It's a double spray down. They were not expecting him at all. 25 seconds. They're on the way to hell. Sun Pius with the AWP to try and trade things. Doesn't know where to look. And Heavy God holding behind is unfortunately required to get his ass in here. 10 seconds left. It's not looking good. Down they will go, and it's fallen. It's fallen with the big round.
Yeah, he's looked huge. Really, really big time to step up as well, just to give a bit of life back in towards this FURIA side. I think you're right, you know, for G2, they're on the brink of this being considered a really good half. I mean, even if it was to be 8-4, you're still very happy with that, but you want to push it towards 9, as they did in towards Dust2 as well, right? You know, really kind of put that pressure on. And they're making sure of it, hence why they're going to be taking their first time out. Saw wants to make sure that they just see it over the line. They're going to buy in here, but lose this round, and it probably is 8-4. Money is going to dry up quite quickly for G2, so it doesn't really matter, you know, all the success you find, how quickly this economy can dry up no matter what side you're on. 8 in a row, but if these 8 rounds come down to kind of 2v2s or 1v1s, it's going to take hits on the account. So yeah, moment for both Hunter and Sword to enter in for the first time combined in Inferno, which has been smooth sailing up until the last 2. And they just want to reclaim a little bit of the wind back in their sails. See off the half in a positive note. You keep not going aggro. He's changed up as well, no longer anchoring towards B. They're going to send him down mid, then it might actually just work out. He's in behind. Some Bias is holding for this. He's going to get one. The second wasn't offered there, but Matty swings out to trade.
Fallen hiding in this smoke. They're not expecting him. They will start to move away, however. Just got to be careful not to get shot in the back as it goes down. No one around him, and now what does he do? Just keep in the position. I think that is wise at this point. They start to become a little more savvy. But still, it's the most unexpected angle in the area. Will he get checked? Will they even go anywhere near him as they cross round here? He gets the timing. Oh, the damage is massive. Matty's with a quick and important find. He will know he's done so much, but the numbers are even now, and there's nothing really to stop them getting in. No nade, no molly. So they will cross, they will clear, and they will plant. We'll see. Flash comes in. Keserato quietly enters. Is there anything that he can find here in and around this smoke? He's got a bit of information for his teammates to work with. 2 in the church, stacked on top of each other here. Malbs has a lot of heavy lifting to do with this nigh on full HP bar. Down goes Heavy God. Trade there. Has to be. Molodoi does his best, but Malbs is still quicker. Matty's, meanwhile, not considered at all. Does his work to get one, leaving it all down to Malbs here. Break of the smoke. Oh, my goodness. It took him a while to notice, but they both fluff their line slightly. Malbs will get it. And G2 back on the board.
Yeah. Good stuff. And now, this is where you sit here and say, all right, good half. We've got it towards 9. Really, really solid spot to be in. 8-4. All it takes is kind of FURIA finding a pistol in the force buy, and they're in reaching distance. Now they're going to have to work with it. Exactly the same as how map number 1 was. Double digits is also a real potential, and if G2 can't get there, this map, this series feels more or less a foregone conclusion. But let's see, not the start that Molodoi wanted. Malbs again, another entry for him, but the second, not quite there. B-side cracked open regardless, but a 3 versus 3 again towards the B-side is the play. And look at this for Heavy God. If Yuri makes any sort of move through, he would have been a dead man. But Heavy God going to start now moving himself, and Fallen slipped the net here with the MP9. This is how awkward. Bombs on the back of some players, but he's alone. So is he going back towards the A side? I think he has to.
Super weird. And we got Yuri flanking the flank. Takes a bit of work there, but he will get it. Just some Pious remaining then, and I don't know, they really don't know how to deal. It's still a little flabbergasted. Lot of noise made by Fallen, it felt like, but they don't hear him. Where's some Pious going? Okay, what is going on there? He's gifted one onto Yuri. Fallen's not really in position to stop him now. Just has to plan in the sight. No, don't plan there. Oh my god, the one spot that Fallen could have denied him. Gifted on a silver platter, but still a good half from G2 and a firm recovery here from FURIA required.
Yeah, what a flying first half from G2, right? Again, just showing a level of dominance that, unfortunately, FURIA can't seem to manage with. They had a 9-3 on Dust2, and sure, that was a little close towards the end, but they still closed it out regardless. All signs are once again pointing to G2 taking a 2-0 to kickstart their journey here in IEM Cologne. And the debutants, the new side, the new roster, the new system, with Hunter in charge and Sora in support, looking excellent. There's very little we can complain about.
Indeed. And we'll see if it continues. We do watch with bated breath here, as it felt like Dust2 was going to be over fast. FURIA managed to turn up the heat. And they brought it back about as close as you can, and then lost. So, unfortunate for them. Maybe looking to take it one better this time. Quick execute coming in. Miles doesn't know where he is. Where is he? Where have they gone? What is happening? Matthews has found 2. Hunter gets taken down at CT. How the hell is there 1 CT? He was just absolutely blasted in there and somehow still alive. No. Trading places in the smoke, but it will go down, and Malbs finally gets his just desserts. Heavy God holding here on a tight angle. Still got Matthews at the back of the site, by the way, denying that bomb plant. He will lose his head eventually. Heavy God's got some decent nadage here if he gets it in the right place. They will take the head of Yuri. It's all on Molodoi. He's incredibly low. Surely just chipped down, trying to play this headshot spot. But he will be denied for now, and they are happy enough to give him the space. 30 seconds left in the round. No need to get excitable. Good discipline here. It's behind the pillar. Plant will come in. He can't be spotted, so it allows him to just reset the fight. Uh-oh. How is he still alive? How is he not taking a bullet on this 37 HP? Wild. Heavy God's got the smoke. What's he going to do with it? Drops it onto the bomb. Molodoi in with another peek. The fight now happening. He's down to 8 HP. Heavy God finds the bomb in the smoke, and he's just going to go for the 10-second hold. Molodoi doesn't know what to do here. Oh, man, he's on the bomb. He's on the bomb, bro, and he's just not considering it at all. Trying to hunt him. Finds the kill just to add insult to injury. But Heavy God, who else holding for all 10 of those seconds?
It's actually a really, really good round for Molodoi. He gets so unfortunate, so unlucky not to get that round over. He just thinks in his mind, surely he can't be sticking it, but just balls of steel there from Heavy God. Brilliant work and a celebration from Matties. 10-3. A bomb plot, of course, nice for FURIA, and it does mean a bye, but chances are dwindling for them in this series. And in a similar vein, you know, it was 11-3. G2 went up on Dust2, and again, it feels like it should be the same here as well. 1 AK, 1 Galil, and a few upgraded pistols just to try and hope to soften them up. Nice nade. I want to be throwing a response. Malb's going to try and spam through halfway here, but the G2 have got all of this banana control, and they don't even need to be too active on it. They can just leave 1 here with Util, and they can shut down B and buy time for rotations if needed.
Malbs playing the spot. He will be seen, so forced back. No smoke. Matties is here quickly, but it could have gotten a bit sideways if they just sort of ran him down. They opt not to do so, as it would be against convention, but all the same. No harm, no foul. And now what? The old back and forth. They've managed to get Yakindar out middle, so I think they want to move and use that to their advantage.
I'm just going to jiggle peek on the corner here. Some Pius is slightly pulling away, but even him just being an insurance policy here of catching people walking through long could be huge. It's our first contact probably will be Yakindar if they're going to move through long, and he actually has now crossed as well. He's still on the other side of the smoke. Heavy God got to step up now. He stepped up in the pistol. What have you got for us here? Spotted 1, avoids the flash, has support, but he loses his head, and this could get funky as Molodoi finds both. Some Bias are under pressure. They might be tempted to save.
Yeah, the Danger AK, the Hero AK, certainly living up to its namesake. Molodoi again putting this team in the backpack slightly. Not quite all the way in just yet, but he's doing a lot of work. And indeed, it forces the save out, so G2, plenty of room to work with. I think they also want to be careful not to let FURIA get too close like they did on that previous map. So it's going to happen. It's a little awkward. Felt like maybe Heavy God had a chance to find a bit more if we had to pinpoint anything. But ultimately, a large gap still remains.
Yeah, you're all right. It's a long, long way to go. But at least they've started the roll of things quicker than Dust2. So that might be enough, right? It was just at one point, a one-round game that wasn't that sad, at 11 to 10, where things sort of fell a little flat. 10 for those 6-round buffer, of course, forced by in response for G2. 1 in 4 double fan mass at double 5-7. Still a bit of a precarious buy. Looks like they're going to slightly bolster up B in the early part. I see to drop a nade. Early chip damage, but nothing really too worrying. They're going to hope to try and bait them in here, but things are going to go really, really wrong for FURIA to lose this round.
Flash through the smoke, trying to get re-aggress. They pause for a second, waiting for the next one. And they will successfully scare them away. No lives taken yet, though. But FURIA not really wanting to stick around. They've got a lot of utility themselves to spam through the smoke. It's pretty damn good. Malbs chunks out of him. Are they going to bring the bomb here? I think the answer is potentially yes. Molotov is not designed for him, so he's able to stand and fight, but he doesn't deliver. Man advantage looking good. Rotations are in quite fast, however. And again, B-bomb site might be denied away, but they still feel confident given the numbers. Sumpire's trying not to reveal himself, but he now will. And the smokes are just too good. Surely nothing they can really do here. I don't know, man. FURIA is still so slow and tense, despite how good this round looks for them.
Yeah, you're all right. Fallen. Gonna get one as well, a second. Nice work, just ensuring this. And Hunter's now stuck. There's no escape for him as well. Any kills on the way out would be nice, and the upgrades would go a long way, but there's no way he's gonna save them. Consolation kills is all he can really ask for. I say that 1v2, and they're kind of far away. Stick it. Oh my god, it's going to be close, but he's got a kit. It's a race, and a race in which it seems like Yakinda's going to lose. How has Hunter walked away with that? I thought he had no chance. I thought it was all about whether he survives and the unlikelihood of it. But Hunter's gone huge. That is a massive round to be taking. And FURIA, that is such a bad one to let slip through your fingers. A 2 versus 5, and essentially a 1 versus 5 for half a second.
Exactly the reaction. It's the only kind of reaction. And listen, man, a key argument why you just squeeze the kit in there in a round like that, you know, because I think there's a lot of players, and Yakinda's fallen for it a little, where it's like, oh, it's a low buy, surely they don't have a kit. And you know what's hilarious? Full buy here, no kit. So, you know, they've just shown how valuable it can be. Kind of hilarious not to have it here, but yeah, it is a small, kind of understandable oversight. They're back with a vengeance. Yuri finds both at B. Not done just yet. The scoreline doesn't look favorable, but the individual's still able to deliver.
Does feel quite unnecessary for Matties in that re-swing, though. Into the same angle in which Malbs has just fallen from. Double stack up close shore here. This could be difficult to break down. So buys a spot on the leg. Another one as well. Will they expect up close? And B9 trying to drive by, but for Heavy God, not to be. So this round has fallen flat. Hunter, best he can do is save. And a response from the Brazilians. Like you said, not done just yet, but still a long, long old road to recovery. FURIA, the level of form they've got to find is pretty insane. And we're doing all of that as well without trying to let mistakes slip through.
Right, not this time, as he is pretty far away. They're actually after him. They really want to hammer it home and make sure that he's not saving into the next round. He continues being a thorn in their side, however. Keserato will finish him off, but a good couple of kills there is always nice. Long road ahead, as we've said many a time, and as is evident. I just, every time, I'm sorry, but like, he's so low, man. It's just crazy to me. When you see it in the flesh, so to speak. Well, I don't know. He's struggling a little bit here on Inferno.
In general, it works, though. He's, you know.
In general, it does work, yeah, you know. He's been in the top 20. I haven't.
He's 2 and 8 right now, so.
Yeah.
Or 3 and 8 off the back of that round. But yes, he's in a tough spot, to say the least. Looking to try and change his fortunes, moving through B. There's 3 to sit here for G2. They've gone for a force once again. This time, they're bringing even less to the table. And no kit. Smoke double flash. 5 7s and 1 MP9. P250 to round it out. Feels very, very unlikely here, but there is one of those flashes. They're going to try and send Malbs in up close. He can now drop the smoke as well to shut him out from B, but that's them expending basically all of their util. And Malbs! Oh, does he get away with that? Yuri should have him dead to rights every day of the week.
Big find. AK retrieved. Matty's is a little worse for wear. Some Pious or Hunter would be nice, but they have to, of course, play with the cards they're dealt. All the same, it's a man advantage, which is a lot to work with in a round like this. 35 seconds left. One smoke over at A pulls the attention of Hunter. There's only one guy over here we can see, though. Meanwhile, the slightly damaged B players are going to have to give it their best try. Malbs goes down. Matty's with the AK. Head tucked in. 18 seconds. Drops another. And now just to play safe, 15 seconds left. Get that bomb on the deck, and maybe we've got something happening here. Matty's keeps the damage coming. Can they deny the bomb plant? Hunter is close. He's trapped in a fight, though. He can't really do too much about that. Still a man advantage. The plant will come in. They've not had time to get into the post. Yakindar immediately dealt with. It's all down to Molodoy on the half HP. Hidden away at dark. There's no kit this time, but they might not need it. They know roughly where he's at as well. There's only a few places he can be. Some bias takes him down, and G2, divine providence here as they are looking down the barrel of the 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, credit to some bias, but Matty's take of bow, that is so well done. The 2 kills he gets and then buys time for Hunter to rotate in. And then also on the flip side as well, credit to Hunter. He very easily could have swung there and tried to fight and most likely would have lost it, putting it back into a 2 versus 2. But no, plays patient, waits his time. It's a cracking shot for both of them from some bias in all fairness, but man, Matty's done so well. That's 2 unbelievably important kills. And that's map and series point for G2. 1 round away from Cologne. Stage 2 getting off to an absolute flyer. And FURIA, who looks so excellent in stage 1, being silenced so quickly.
Oh, Matty's bested. Nice moves from FURIA in all fairness. They're taking advantage here. We know they're capable of the comeback. Every round holds weight. Malb's going to be chunked out as well, so not looking as good for G2 here. But they have pulled off some very unlikely rounds themselves.
Yeah. Very true. Basically, it feels at the moment that you really can't discount them by any means. Malbs going dry, though. That feels like a bit of an overstep, and unfortunately, I think you just save it if you're G2. You're not in any rush because they don't have loads of money. And you can see that they're already angling to shell up on towards the A site, so it will be FURIA staying alive, staying breathing for now. But a long, long old road all the way to overtime for them. Nice couple of kills, though, onto 2 of the more important players, especially with what we've seen recently with Matty's and Malbs. But you just save it. Not a lot you can do. So we can enjoy the caskets of wine. As G2 will be cracking them open soon to celebrate At this rate, FURIA, their road to recovery feels nigh on impossible.
Yeah, the 20-year aged. Fallen, looking to once again get these hunts going. I don't think they're going to be able to deny too many guns away. Actually, I speak too soon. Hunter, I think he survives. He might have taken one down with him a little bit there as well. Molodoy had like a pullback as though he'd just been fragged.
Can confirm he did survive. He didn't get a kill, but he keeps the gun alive. So that's all that matters, I guess, in that sense. But how are going to be taken? And you could maybe even say this is overly cautious by G2, but I respect it. You're 12-6 up, but you've already seen from that map number 1 just how well FURIA can snowball into making things really dangerous. So why give them that opportunity? Why give them that chance again? There's no real point. So I like this. I feel like this is the smart way to kind of approach this sort of a situation. Even though the buy, the money might still be a little funky, I think this approach as a whole is the right one. AKM4 and B9 few upgrades. So again, that force buy, or mostly force buy, coming through for G2, expending a lot of the cash here. But they've got rounds in arrears to take risks, so I don't hate it.
Could be an initial A stack from them. A forward-facing move from Heavy God, loses his head, hits the deck. It looks to be a B finish from FURIA though, so not all that much in it. Smoke down from Malbs. We've seen it all before. A wide swing from Malbs.
Bold.
Hopeful. Ambitious, we might say. But it's 12-6, so you can get away with stuff like that for the time being.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's a bold one, that's for sure. On to playing anti up close. With Heavy God already down, they've gone for a gamble towards the A side. And actually, a call in which feels like it might be correct here. 3 players and the 4th being the bomb, which is not too far away. Popflash will come over, but look, he's here. Hunter, he's been so good so far, but he's stopped at just 1. And the molly that ticks onto the feet of Matty's forced him forward to his demise. It was death by flames or the AK, and he picked the latter. And that'll be the round. Malbs will save, and maybe even hunted as well by Caserato, who's sort of near enough. Another round for FURIA. Not done just yet. Maybe, just maybe, life.
Again, when we've seen what FURIA did on the first map, we're not going to write them off before that 13th round. Still, G2, I don't think they've dug super deep into the strat book, so to speak. Kind of interested if they will go for a bit of a buy in the next. There wasn't like a hard spend here. So I am curious if they're trying to, you know, min-max the loss bonus.
Yeah.
Terrorists win.
Attack pause. Ineffective. For G2. And yeah, a bit of runway now to lead with for FURIA. They're sitting in a spot where things are okay. I mean, only the 2nd time this entire map that they've actually got a back-to-back round as well. First being all the way back in that first half, and of course we know there wasn't really a lot there. So G2 do have to take a bit of a step back and probably give up the 8th there. It's not really too much you can do. You're going for a little bit more of a default setup. Heavier lean towards B, but a 2-3 split. No mid control. And an unorthodox push, which could work or not. Your Kindle gets both. That's the round sealed. That was the upgraded pistol and the rifle that both fall.
Looking better on the T side here for sure. I think we pointed him out in some of the early CT rounds. He's definitely slowly scaled into the game. But this is where he runs the show. Set to try and find at least one on that G2 end. However, the AKs, yeah, just drawing them in. Caserato's Trap has been set. Oh, and there you go. That's nice and crisp from him as well. 4 more to do it. It's not a million miles away.
True.
It's probably 2 rifles and a force, if you look at it that way.
Gotta be said, that still feels like there's a bit of a chance here. And that's the feeling we had in Dust 2 when they started snowballing, and hence why G2 tried to shut it down. When it was at 12-6 with that timeout, we said it could be considered overly cautious, but also fully understandable too. We're back into the buy. So Bias being a little slow in towards this map, so that would be a good chance if he can get going. Elite Banana presence. He's going to fall off the angle with it. Unaware in towards second mid. Yakindo takes so much damage to that molly, and he's such a known quantity. And they don't have any apps control themselves, G2. They have so much info.
Like this as well. 4-man stack at mid. Do something with it. And they're maybe going to go for a look down middle. Certainly feels that way. Ooh. Jump is heard. So I think they know they can't necessarily commit to the apps play. Fallen just trying to keep attention on A at the moment. Little work over in Banana as well. Super conventional Inferno round at the moment. And then, you know, walking into the 4-man mid-stack. Gets broken up slightly, but not well enough. It's so open. The utility is basic for like 1 or 2 people, but not 4. That's for damn sure. 5-on-3 now, looking good for G2.
Molly on default plan as well. The boost going to come through for Matties, and it's successful as Yuri's dropped 2 versus 5. They need a miracle round and a 1 versus 5. Well, Hunter pulled off one of these earlier, but Molodoy, the youngster, bomb on his back, but no chance, and he's sending it in towards his death. A flawless one to seal the deal for G2 as they take the series 2-0 and kickstart stage 2 of IEM Cologne perfectly.
Yeah, looking really, really good. I think there is that one half on Dust2 that's a little shaky. We can maybe give them the